This is News 6 Tonight.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's edition of News 6 Tonight. We're moving right along. We survived the great freeze of 2025. It was cold this morning.
It was dramatic. It was cold, though.
But I love cold weather. I don't like to say that out loud because people who are from Florida like to tell me to go back to my hometown because they're like, if you like it, we live here because it's subtropical and we like the warm weather. And I do too, but I do love a blast of cold air every once in a while. So we did that and another night, but not as cold. So that's great. Thank you for making some time to join us tonight to kind of catch up on the day's headlines. Besides weather, we have a lot to talk about. I'm Ginger Gadsden.
Yeah, I'm Matt Austin. Glad you're with us tonight. I once, and I promise this is true, a gentleman in the Villages told me if I said I was happy that it was going to be cold one more time on the news, he was going to bring his friends down here and they were going to march in the parking lot to get my job taken away from me.
When was this?
It was years ago.
Oh, and here you are.
It did not work, needless to say. And the protest never ensued. But this guy was
People get upset when you
so
talk. Yeah.
mad that I was like, oh, it's going to be 72. He goes,
Ooh.
do you know what happens to my joints when it's 72 degrees? It's like, man, can I just give me one thing?
Just enjoy it.
Just give me this one thing.
My goodness. Okay.
On top of the freeze, we also have been frozen up in the government.
Maybe there's an unthawing.
There could be an unthawing.
Not there's no. I know that's
thawing.
No. It's one of those internet words.
Oh, is it?
Yes. When they say unthaw the chicken, or for especially now because you unthaw the turkey. You don't unthaw it. You just thought.
Okay, so it's making fun of itself.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry.
I am not as entrenched in internet culture as you.
Sorry,
My apologies.
Please to the people know that I know it's not unthaw. Sorry.
I'm like Ginger. I don't know how to tell you this. I think you're looking for the word thawing. So, as much as we're all going to celebrate the end of a government shutdown, it appears the House, once they all get on their flights and come back to Washington.
They can't get there because of a problem they caused.
And why did they leave? Who told you to go home? You haven't done your job that you're, by the way, getting paid for.
Step down, Matt.
Okay,
Step down.
I'm going to tamp down for a second. But if you are traveling soon, don't expect this to be over. It's still going to take some time on the back end to get everything right, depending on when all this paperwork gets signed. So your community correspondent, Tylisa Hampton, is once again holed up with some angry, anxious people.
It's red on the board. No passenger really wants to see for delayed or canceled. I'm News 6's Tylisa Hampton here at the Orlando International Airport, where things are intensifying as Tuesday the FAA mandate for flight reduction goes to 6%. Yesterday, which was Monday, it went to 4%. So take a look at all these passengers right here trying to make it home. We spoke to many earlier. They said they dealt with multiple cancellations.
Tuesday, the FAA's flight reductions ramped up to 6% from 4%
Orlando International Airport impacted by the mandate due to the government shutdown and shortage of air traffic controllers.
On the way here, everything got canceled. So then we had to find hotel and food for the last 2 days.
Their family's Disney vacation bags turning into a weight even Mickey does not want to carry.
Kind of ruins your vacation at the end because now you really just want to get home.
The struggle to get a hotel, photographer Sarah McDaniel knows after her team in New York's flight were canceled.
So half my team had to drive down. It was a 20-hour drive. I am very thankful for them.
But driving is not an option for some.
All the rental cars are booked up too.
The crew rich's last magical wish to finally fly home.
It just sucks for everyone. And once again, it's all political stuff that gets triggered down to us that we have to deal with, and just kind of ridiculous.
So, yeah, the thing that obviously enrages me about this, Speaker Mike Johnson told members yesterday to start returning as soon as possible. Many of them are experiencing delays to try to get home. What are they doing not in D.C.? This should be as quickly as humanly possible. How do they all leave, go on vacation, go back to their homes?
You know, I don't know if you want
As
to
all
call
these
it a
people are out of
vacation,
work.
but they still are getting paid.
I want to call it
Whereas a
vacation.
lot of people who are doing this, especially at the airport, are not getting paid. The TSA workers and the
Right. Air
who are the
traffic
guys? Yeah,
controllers.
who are the
Look at
guys in
that.
the
I can
tower?
read sign language.
Air traffic control guys.
Airlines, they are
Yeah.
expected to cancel 6% of their flights still in the 40 busiest airports to comply with the earlier order, because this hasn't technically gone through
Yeah.
yet. So it was 4%. It's going to be 6. They're supposed to ramp up to 10 by Friday. I don't know how they're going to
I hope it's.
release all of this.
I mean, it seems like they have a tourniquet on it right now,
Yeah.
a little bit, and so that'll kind of have things subside a little bit. But we were talking about this earlier. It's been shut down for 42 days now, going on 42 days. So you don't just flip a switch and it goes back to the way it was. People have to come back to town. Things have to
Schedules
get
need to change,
well.
yeah.
First of all, it has to be approved. The president has to get to the president's desk. The House has to do their thing. Then the president has to sign it. That's all going to take a while. And they're saying maybe 3 to 4 days, maybe after this
After
week,
that,
after
yeah.
that things will start. You'll start to see some light on the horizon, and maybe things will
Let's hope.
get back to normal, and hopefully by Thanksgiving, because I think that's what a lot of people were fearful of.
Yeah, hopefully it'll be back to normal.
Yeah, let's hope so. Okay, something that is very sad is this story that is out of Titusville in Brevard County. It's an 18-year-old student who went on a cruise. It's a Carnival cruise, but not the big Carnival ship that we're accustomed to. It's a smaller line of
And
it.
it's even kind of owned by Carnival.
Yeah, it's
right?
owned by
Yeah.
Carnival, but we call it a Carnival
Yes.
cruise ship. And she's an 18-year-old. She went to a small Christian school called Temple Christian, and she obviously made such a huge impact on people. Well, she died on this cruise. She went overboard, and they still cannot figure out exactly what happened. Her school and the classmates and parents are distraught. Your community correspondent, Laverne McGee, has more on that story.
A community in Titusville is mourning the loss of a teen whose car still sits in the parking lot of her school covered in flowers. I'm News 6's Laverne McGee. They're also still trying to figure out exactly what happened to her.
This is a photo of 18-year-old Anna Kepner, who was reportedly on the Carnival cruise ship Horizon when she died. The cruise ship returned to Port Miami on Saturday morning. We reached out to the medical examiner in Miami to find out her exact cause of death, but we're told the spokesperson is off for the holiday. Tuesday morning, the senior cruise director of Carnival Cruises posted this message on X. It says, in part, "What happens on land can sometimes happen at sea. On land, there are first responders who must deal with sadness, heartbreak, and see things that can often, I am sure, be traumatizing. It's the same on a ship as well." He went on to thank the ship's medical and emergency response team. We also saw this post on Facebook by Excel Martial Arts saying in part, "We are completely heartbroken over the loss of Anna Kay. She was an amazing, super sweet, talented student that had such a big heart." We went there to speak with them, but they were closed.
Yeah, and so the FBI in Miami is still investigating all of this. The FBI, they're working with investigators to figure out exactly what happened. But, you know, this is the time of year where you want families to get together, and this family will definitely, and the community will have a big hole, because this 18-year-old was such a tremendous part of their lives and the community. And you're just sad about that, but we just have to figure out exactly
We
what
really
happened
don't
here.
have many answers. Yeah,
No.
you could tell from the story we're working on very little information here,
Yeah.
and it's understandable. It's a delicate situation, so
Mhm.
Hopefully that family gets the answers they seek from this
100%.
very
Yeah.
tragic
But our,
situation.
what else can you say except our hearts really go out to the family because you just hate for anyone to lose somebody just at the
Yeah,
beginning of what
pretty much a
would
kid,
should,
just
yeah,
barely an adult.
exactly.
As a parent of a high schooler, I can tell you one thing about raising these kids is the wake up call for high school is insane.
So
They're
early.
supposed to be there at 7:20 in the morning for their first class.
Oh.
There's always traffic to get into the
Yeah.
school. If your kid leaves on a bus, that means 5:45 maybe they're at the bus stop. It's
That's crazy.
ridiculous. Most adults don't work until 9 a.m. How come the adults get to go in at 9 and the
Yeah.
kids have to go? So it's a little bit ridiculous. This has been an ongoing debate for years as to what's better for the kids and how do you work all of this. And the debate is firing back up again. We're seeing it recently here in Central Florida. Your community correspondent, Mike Valenti, takes a look at the ongoing debate.
I'm News 6's Mike Valenti, your Orlando community correspondent, and I'm standing outside Princeton Elementary School. The families of students here, as well as students throughout the district, are now asked to answer that question in a survey sent out by the administration. Do they want middle schools and high schools to start later in the morning, meaning elementary schools will start an hour earlier, or do they want things to stay the same? Which one did you choose? To keep the current start times?
Keep. It's okay for me. It's not problem.
Yeah, if I were to take the survey now, I would probably opt just to keep it the same.
I like it how it is, yeah.
Change can be hard, but in many cases, we know it's inevitable. That is, unless, in this case, enough members of the OCPS community can make a compelling case as to why the school schedule in this district should stay exactly the same. So what is it about that schedule that you prefer?
Just having like the rest of the day off to do any homework I need, extracurricular activities, stuff like that.
Liam Warwick is a 9th grader at Edgewater. He likes starting at 7:20 in the morning. But much to his chagrin, new Florida statute mandates that by July 1st, 2026, school districts set middle and high school start times to later in the morning, unless a district can provide a report demonstrating the impact of those changes. In accordance with the...
So it's just not as easy as it appears. So the CDC, everybody agrees that kids shouldn't start school before 8:30 a.m. They should be able to get the maximum amount of sleep. But there are complicating factors here. Anytime they start to say, okay, we're going to let the kids go to school later. So we don't have enough bus drivers right now. I know a bus driver. I see him every day, and he has to go and do the middle school. He does the elementary school, then stacks it. He does the high school first, then comes back and does the middle school because you can't have just bus drivers for high schoolers. So they have to be staggered. So if you push it back right now, middle school starts class around 9:20, 9:30 on this stagger. So if you push everything back an hour, are we going to have middle schoolers going at 10:30?
That seems late.
Does seem late. And then they get out at what, 5?
Yeah, that is also late.
Right.
But the thing is, you have kids and one's in high school now. You have one who's gone through high school. They are tired at that hour in the morning when they have to get up. Because it's not like they go to bed at 8. They have tons of homework, first of all.
We're always like, you just need to go
to
sleep. But that's I wonder if there is a secret government mission to put high schoolers early because when they're up late, they tend to get into trouble.
Oh boy!
I wonder if they
let the conspiracy theories.
Do I have my tinfoil hat on?
Yeah, I think you do.
I think if you're gonna have one of the schools, elementary, middle, or high, make the high schoolers go early. And if they're so exhausted that they can't get into trouble after 11 o'clock, does everybody win?
I know you've met high schoolers. They find a way to rally.
They do.
They find a way
There's
to
a
rally.
thing called Celsius these days that allows them to do whatever they want at whatever
just
hour.
youth. Just youth.
And just youth. Youthful exuberance.
All right, stay with us. When we come back, there is a tradition in one community that they had to cancel. It's a Christmas tradition that people really loved. And all it takes is this is why we can't have nice things. One person did something terrible, messed it up, but the community rallied and they're bringing this Christmas tradition back. We'll talk about it when we come back. Yeah, and you got the lid from the shirt just a little wider, so I think. so we'll make sure we have that for News 6 tonight. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We know you're busy, but news doesn't stop, and neither do we.
That's right. And this is News 6 Tonight, where we leverage this entire busy newsroom with our community correspondents, our producers, our content desk, and then we filter through that. We have a casual conversation about the news that impacts Central Florida.
Yeah, we live here in the community, and we rely on you for our neighborhood network because you're our eyes and ears as well, and we can't do it without you.
So you can watch us all over the place, YouTube, News 6 Plus app, and clickorlando.com. While you're here, feel free to engage. Let us know who you are and where you're from.
Welcome back to News 6 Tonight, everyone. This is the time of year where people look forward to holiday traditions. You know, you have something that you've had in the community for 25 years or so, and that's the case that's happening on Merritt Island. There's a boat parade. I love to see a beautiful boat parade. They're on the water with the lights and everything.
Flickering and glowing
So
out
pretty.
there.
Well, last year, I believe it was, there was the boat parade in Merritt Island, and out of nowhere, one of the boats just went off the
Took off.
rails.
It was showboating,
It,
for
literally.
lack of a better word.
Yeah. And it hurt some people
Yeah.
pretty badly, right? And they stopped it. And it was like, we're not going to have it for this year. Well, the community's like, this is our event.
Why let one person be
Exactly,
mistake?
exactly. So your Merritt Island community correspondent, James Barbera, has more on how this community rallied, and they're going to do it again.
Almost a year after the crash that put boater Cameron Michaels in jail, the annual Christmas boat parade will carry on, but without its sponsor. I'm your Merritt Island community correspondent, James Sparvero. So last December after the crash, I wanted to ask Blue Marlin if the crash would affect this year's parade. Now, at the time, the real estate company told me no comment, but just over the weekend, Blue Marlin on Facebook wrote that because of unresolved legal matters, it would no longer be hosting the parade. Knowing the long-standing tradition that it is, though, the statement did suggest the parade would probably go on in some capacity. So now some people who live on Sykes Creek are organizing the parade themselves. To hear that the sponsor's pulling out, the event must be going back to its roots then, before there was a sponsor, when the community really stepped up. That must sound exciting to you.
Well, it's nice to have the parade to continue. The local community to pull together and get together and have the boat parade. It's unfortunate for one person to have that effect on the parade, but we continue to have the parade. We've never had issues in the past. Hopefully it's a one and done.
Yeah, you hope and that one was one too many because someone got terribly hurt, and all of that.
9 herniated discs.
It
one
hurts
of
to
those
even talk
passengers had.
about that. So they're going to have that boat parade. It's going to be Saturday, December 13th, and I hope it is event free, and I hope it's filled with just a lot of fun, and people can put
Yeah.
that
I mean, when you
incident
live on
behind
the
them.
water, if you're in
My
an area
goodness.
like
Yeah.
that has to be a thing you take pride in.
Of
Is your
course.
little boat parade around Christmas
Yeah,
time.
but when you see that video of how you just went careening into that other boat, it's
You
oof.
understand how the knee-jerk reaction is, let's just cancel this, but really something like that could happen out there anytime
anytime,
they have
yeah.
a bunch of boats.
That's for
around.
sure.
So I'm glad they're sticking with
Me too,
tradition
me
and-
too.
and keeping it going.
Yeah.
All right, let's get you to your weather. We have meteorologist David Nazario with us tonight.
Oh, he's in-house now. We've
digital-
been sending him outside on the roof today.
We have, yeah. It's like, hey, it's cold, weather guy. Why don't you go out there and
Go to the rooftop.
get some icicles on your eyelashes? So this is the crescendo, right? This is as cold as it's going to get for this cold snap, David?
Yeah, exactly, Matt. And as a matter of fact, when we pull up the current temperatures right now, we've once again started to fall off a cliff. Gainesville and Ocala already pushing the mid to upper 30s, and the overnight lows have actually been trending a little bit cooler as the afternoon and this evening have progressed. So models are once again playing catch up with just how cold it's going to be in our neighborhood as we go through tonight. If I show the folks watching at home what our high temperatures were today, these were
Ooh.
what we observed across Central Florida today. These aren't forecasted values or data we plugged in. This is precisely what each individual neighborhood out there picked up this afternoon during the relatively warmest part of the day. And as you can see here, the forecast lows tonight, Gainesville now dropping below 30 degrees. Last night they were forecasted to hit about 30. Now we're looking at the upper 20s in terms of our air temperatures. So this is the final hoorah before we finally clear everything out. And as a result of these cold temperatures, we still have the freeze warning in effect for Marion County and frost advisories issued for Sumter, Lake Volusia, and Flagler. National Weather Service is in agreement that as that high pressure helps to suppress or force whatever moisture we have available around here down closer to ground level, we may wake up to a little bit of a frosting out there, but then I'll have all the details on this, but we're going to be rapidly warming up over the
There it
next
is.
few days, right on back into the low 80s again.
There's our Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
It's back.
So this feels like windshield scraping. Is that what we're talking about here? Could this happen? How's that working, David?
It's possible, I didn't quite think about that. I really didn't think we had enough moisture in the air to
Yeah.
have us go through something like that. But based on the surface temperatures I'm seeing up towards our northwestern counties, as well as maybe that 30 to 50% humidity that's still trying to hug us down here at ground level, yeah, you never know. I wouldn't say about windshield scraping, but I
Okay.
wouldn't be surprised if you see your red or black or blue vehicles turning white all of a sudden when you step outside tomorrow morning.
Have a little of that
All right,
frost.
little frost.
I made a real mistake one time with windshield scraping.
Oh gosh.
When I went to college in Tallahassee, which is the first time I ever scraped a windshield, a
Mm.
couple of times there. And then my first job was in Idaho. And so I got a windshield that needed some scraping. But
Yeah.
what I did in Tallahassee was I'd bring a little warm water from the microwave
Oh, I
and
did
pour
that.
it over the windshield, and
Yeah.
it took it right down.
Rookie move.
You do that
Rookie
in
move.
Idaho, apparently when
shatters.
it's
It shatters.
below. It did not shatter, but what it did was created this inch-thick skating rink on the front of my car.
Oh,
that I
gosh.
couldn't even get off.
That escalated
That's-
quickly.
Yeah, it did.
Fortunately,
it
it did not crack anything. But if I had boiled it, I think that would have.
I boiled in Indianapolis,
And you did.
and I got a crack all the way across the windshield.
Oh, we.
Oof.
You only do that one time though, just one time. I learned my lesson.
Southern folks.
David, we'll see you at 9:30. Thank you.
Good. Check him out on the other side. Ginger has a great story coming up. Very interesting. So many calls come in to the police stations.
Mhm.
Many of them important. Many of them a waste of their
Oh my
time.
gosh.
How do we sort through it all? Maybe we can find a good use for artificial intelligence.
Maybe.
Maybe after the break. Welcome to News 6 Tonight. We are so thankful that you're joining us here wherever you found us.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? If you have made this your new streaming destination, it tells me you're smart, also good looking, because you chose to watch the news in a different way. That makes you really smart. Anybody can give you the news from a teleprompter or an old newspaper. We do it in a fresh new way.
That's right. So check us out wherever you like to stream. We have this app for your TV, News 6 Plus. You can find it on Roku and Amazon and whatever your smart TV is cooking. So thank you. We would love to hear your comments down
Oh my
below.
gosh. Yeah.
And then we'll show them.
Yeah, we will. News 6 Plus. The plus is you.
Ooh.
Welcome back, everyone. I got the opportunity. One of the wonderful things that happens here at News 6 is that you do get the opportunity to go out. If you see a story that you find interesting, you can go out and you can investigate and figure out, oh, this is really cool, and I want more people to know about it. I love going to Volusia County anytime I can because they have one of my favorite sheriffs.
they have your
Yeah, Sheriff
Mr.
Chitwood.
Chitwood.
Yeah, and he's a favorite of a lot of people. Well, he is like the first sheriff in the country to get this AI system called Ava, where it answers non-emergency calls and it really frees up the time for 911 operators who get stupid calls like, hey, McDonald's didn't give me my fries. They didn't make my sandwich right. Or a dog's barking. This
Or
thing.
crazy people.
Exactly. And so he is so happy with the way this system is working. And I got a chance to go out to Volusia County and their Emergency Operations Center and see it in action. Inside Volusia County's 911 center, there's a new voice.
How can I help you today?
One that's not human, but very helpful.
You can't fill all the spots in here. I can't hire people, and there's very little retention. There's an AI company out there. The young man is from Tampa. It's not going to displace anybody's job. I think we should give it a try.
My name is Ava.
Ava, Automated Virtual Agent, is an AI system that answers non-emergency calls, freeing up 911 operators to take true emergencies. For longtime dispatcher Ron Huth,
what's the name of the business?
He's been answering calls for 32 years and says Ava has already changed the rhythm of his day.
We don't get as many what they call blast outs, so the phone's not ringing as much. And with Ava, we can actually go in and look at the call. I go through it and I want to make sure it makes sense when I send it to my police dispatchers.
Do you want an officer to contact you about this?
With Ava handling routine reports, Ron can focus on what matters most, saving lives.
Yes, we had a child up in Pearson that choked on a piece of bread, and I was teaching the father how to do the Heimlich maneuver. She got transported to the hospital and she went back home 3 hours later.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's why we do our job.
As for Ava,
have a good day.
Dispatchers know she's not replacing them. She's helping them get results faster.
There's nothing like saving somebody's life.
Yeah, and oh my gosh. And it's really, you were asking me, so were they taking non-emergency and emergency calls? They were taking all the calls.
The dispatchers were, yeah.
Exactly. You talk to a person every single time. And I just want to be clear that when you call 911, you are going to talk to a person. It's only the non-emergency number where you get Ava. And the thing that's so crazy about it, somebody was having, I think we said it in the story, and they had a car accident. Like, we don't need anybody. And the passenger said, I feel a tightness in my chest. And Ava heard that and kicked it right over to 911.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And, but important to know that AI, hopefully it doesn't ever take over for the actual 911
It will not.
Because that would be really frustrating as
your call's
there's
very
tightness
important
in
to
my
us.
chest. Could you repeat that? I hate
I didn't understand
the
it.
drive-thrus have these things all of a sudden. AI is not good enough for it. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.